What's up, you guys? This is Rusty Shackelford coming at you again with another video. Sorry for the wait. I wanted to figure out what I wanted to talk about in my next video. So I had to go and do a little bit of soul searching and kind of sort of figure out what is it that I want to talk about. And with the article that came out that everyone's buzzing about on YouTube, the whole teens going their whole way, or TGTOW or whatever they want to call it, that really made me think a lot about young males and the struggles that we face in trying to accept the red pill. And I said, hey, why don't I do a video on that? So this video is going to be about accepting the red pill. Accepting the red pill is a very difficult thing for a lot of males, especially as, you know, when you're young and you're in your late teens and your early 20s, and, you know, you want to get together with women, especially if you're a virgin. I remember trying to get the first one out of the way. It's so hard. I mean, it's like freaking death race. I mean, it's so incredibly difficult. And especially if you don't really have anyone around or any males around you to really give you any pointers. You know, you're just kind of sort of out there alone trying to figure what this whole sex, dating, relationship thing is all about. And you know, you kind of sort of try to look in the media, and the media is horrible, just feminist bullcrap all over TV. I mean, it's so poisonous. So, you know, you're trying to extrapolate information and trying to figure out, you know, what's going on, you know, from TV and the media, and that's all crap. You know, you try to talk to your female family members, they're going to give you bad relationship advice. Don't take any freaking relationship advice from any women ever. They are going to give you advice that is going to help women that you are trying to date and not you. Okay? Never, ever, ever take advice from women. Worst advice ever, all right? So then you go online and you see, okay, well, red pill, okay, MGTOW. I mean, well, a lot of this stuff logically makes a whole lot of sense. And if you're a young male, you know, you're hungry for information. You want to try to learn from other people's mistakes so that you don't end up making those mistakes. I mean, a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. You know what I mean? If I can sit here and I can look at this guy over here and see, well, he did this, he did that, you know, and he reacted in this way and it pretty much screwed him over. So let me make sure that I definitely do not do that. So yeah, you know, and you go on the internet and you see all of these YouTube videos about these guys talking about MGTOW and the red pill, and at first it's very shocking. I mean, it you know, it's like, wow, you know, that's pretty hardcore. You're not going to deal with women? Like, don't you like having sex? Like, why would you not want to have sex? Like, who doesn't want to have sex? Everybody loves sex. It's like pizza. But yeah, you know, it's very, very difficult to wrap your mind around it and really internalize that. Internalize an ideology that tells you you're not going to be able to have children, you're not going to be able to get married, and you're not going to be able to, you know, have that special woman who's kind and caring and, you know, treats you good and gives you sex, you know, just to have sex on tap and, you know, not have to, you know, wake up in the morning with a freaking boner and be like, man, you know, I wish I had a chick here, you know, which is tough. It's hard. And, you know, and you're trying to wrap your mind around the whole concept of MGTOW and why men go their own way, and, you know, and at first it makes a lot of sense, but I mean, the ends don't really seem to justify the means. Like, man, you know, no sex anymore ever. God, that's brutal. But, you know, then you try to go and talk to women about it and kind of sort of see, you know, what are some of their, you know, initial reactions and what are some of their responses on it. And you try to view online some of the things that women are saying, and the reactions that the women have to MGTOW is usually going to be one of two things. Some of them are going to break out the shaming language and all the denigration that, you know, we've all seen or heard in various capacities, right? You're gay, you know, why don't you want women? You must be gay, you know. You're gay, yeah, you're gay, you don't like women, that's a problem. Which is shaming, of course, you know, and then they'll go into their other shaming tactics. You know, you could pretty much, you know, you could pretty much set your watch by it, because you know exactly what they're going to say and when they're going to say it and how their whole diatribe is going to unfold, right? You know, what else? You're a loser, you can't get women, you can't get laid. which is actually a very interesting thing for them to say, because these are the women who are talking about, oh yeah, objectification, don't objectify women, when I think that's sort of a tacit affirmation of just exactly what women really have to offer men, and that's sex. And they understand that. They know this. They know this, but they're sitting in there acting like, oh, sex is, women aren't just for sex. I mean, okay, they're not for sex. I'm not a misogynist, but that is the main thing a woman can offer a man. Most men, we really don't give a crap about how smart you are. We care about how attractive you are and getting sex from you. Okay, it is what it is. And companionship as well too, but not as important, and it's not as important as sex itself. We understand this, and the women understand this too. The only difference is they're just not honest about it, And there's a little bit of, I guess, red pill in that, inherently, because they know that is the main thing they have to offer. So, might I digress? So they'll go into that and they'll tell you, okay, you're gay, you can't get laid, and that's just bull crap, because I think they know that the system is rigged, but instead of being honest about how rigged the system is, you lose if you win, and you lose, if you lose, really. And that's really the reality of dating now. It's just the women are just that low quality. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get to have sex, but you have to deal with this princess, with this child who you have to solve all of her problems. You have to be Dr. Phil. You have to, pretty much have to take care of her. And then on top of that, she acts like she's an equal to you. Like, you're an equal to me. Like, I'm paying you with dinner and movies and buying you chocolates and crap for Valentine's Day and for your birthday and all that crap, and driving you around. But this is an equal partnership. You're equal to me. Like, they're not. I mean, it's just the ends doesn't really justify the means. So you're going to have the women who are going to disregard that, and they're going to try to inject their emotional based rhetoric, to shame you, which is really, it's designed to work that way. Women are designed to manipulate. That's what they do. They know how to manipulate, and men are designed to be susceptible to those words, because we cannot handle our emotions. They are afraid of physical violence, and we are afraid of being shamed. A man would rather be in a fight. Hell, I would rather be in a fight than be publicly shamed in front of a group of large people. At least if it's in a fight, I know how to defend myself. If someone's kind of sort of shaming you or denigrating you publicly, how do you cope with that? How do you cope with that? With that embarrassment? I think men are designed to be sensitive to that, and sensitive, to the manipulations of women. And they will pull out all the stops when they see that one of the males is wandering away from the plantation. The second way that women generally will respond to MGTOW and hearing about it is they will try to bluff. That is one of the other great tricks that they have up their sleeves. They will bluff their asses off, man. They bluff, and they bluff hard. And the way that they'll do this in this particular scenario is they will say, okay, well, we don't want you anyway. If you're that weak, then I don't want you. You're that weak of a male. We don't want you anyway. You're not that important, when we are. They want us just as much as we want them. The only difference is we're selling ourselves short. You have all these men who are just throwing themselves at the women. You know what I mean? They just throw themselves. Take my money. Take everything. Just love me. Please love me. And it's like, man, have some self-respect. If anything, even if you don't go MGTOW, at least go purple pill. You know what I mean? And have some respect for yourself. Don't sell yourself short. You are valuable. You are a valuable man. They may not see value in you because, you may not drive the nicest car. You may not have a whole bunch of money, but you're still valuable. You are still a person, and they will try to disregard that, and disregard your existence just by saying, if you believe in this ideology, then you aren't worthy of a woman. You aren't worthy of the golden vagina. You're not worthy to worship at the altar for this goddess that is the woman that brings life forth from her womb. Get over yourself, you know what I mean? Just chill, you know. But this is the mentality of these women. They are princesses, and in their minds, they really believe that they are like royalty, and you are not worthy of them. This is a common attitude that a lot of these women have these days, and they'll pull out that bluff, but it really is just that. It's a bluff. It's BS, because women need men. They may not think they need men, you know, when they're young. Yeah, you know, they have all these men knocking at their door. The men are very young. They're very, they're very horny. They want sex. They want companionship. They have that desperate need for a female and female validation. And as women just prey on it, you know, but you have to be able to see through it all and understand that down the road, when they're in their 30s and their 40s, they're going to be desperate. They're going to catch that baby rabies, and they will want to have a family. They will want to have children. And to do that, they know they need wealth. They need the extra wealth and the extra security of a male. And then also the guidance. They need the guidance of a male. I mean, women, it's women in the workplace, and women, maybe not all of them. There are some competent women. I would say there's probably maybe 20% of all women are probably legitimately competent, or at least on par with competency with, you know, I would even say, yeah, with the average male, the average to the below average male, probably the top 20% of women, maybe 30. Okay. And the rest, man, they can barely take care of themselves. I mean, they have trouble with troubleshooting. They have trouble with analysis. I mean, analyzing problems and thinking things through. They're just not good at it. I mean, how many women are engineers? How many women are technicians? How many women do you see taking on these jobs? They don't do it because their brains aren't designed for it. It's very difficult for them to do that. The male brain and the female brain are anatomically freaking different brains. We are not the same. Physiologically, we're not the same. The way we think is not the same. Okay, you know, and women struggle with making the decisions. Women struggle with the self-control. Women struggle with leadership. You know, they need it. They need the leadership of a competent male. You know, a lot of these women, when they're in their 30s and they don't have, you know, a man, you know what I mean? They're on their own, and they're in their house alone, and, you know, they need a man there to help them feel secure. You know, they need a man there to help them feel whole. Just like we want women want men. They want us too. We are complementary to one another. And they just don't understand this. But unfortunately, by the time they'll grow to understand it, they'll be in their 30s, 35, 40. And I'm sorry, there are no freaking women who are above 35 that are still as attractive as women in their 20s. I mean, once you hit 35, that's it. You know, that is the beginning of the end. Hell, 30 is the beginning of the end. But a lot of there's attractive 30-year-olds, but, you know, the 30-year-old men are looking for women in their late 20s, and that's just the reality of things. So, you know, they're gonna figure it out. But unfortunately, by the time they figure out, wow, I had that window in my youth that I was really attractive, and the men really wanted me, you know, and were willing to do anything to be with me and pretty much worship me, you know. Damn, you know, I screwed all that up. I had all that power, and I just kind of sort of squandered it. And now, you know, I kind of sort of want a family, and now, you know, I want to have a relationship and all that, and now I can't. And these women don't understand that. But, which is precisely why they bluff. They bluff. They deep down, I think they understand it, but they're very, very good at you know, convincing themselves, and they're very, very good at hamstring. Everyone knows, you know, that the hamstring and the mental gymnastics that women can do. I mean, feminists will, I mean, if hamstring was a sport and trying to confirm your own confirmation bias, you know, through mental gymnastics, I mean, women would they would dominate at it. Men would have no snowball's chance in hell at beating them in that. But yeah, you know, they will go and they will bluff and they will say all this shaming and denigrating language, and really it's all just designed to manipulate you and you know, screw with your head. That's what they do. They screw with your head. That is their power. The power of women is manipulation. They are champions of manipulation. So the male is sitting here, so he hears the feminist talking about, okay, more shaming language, more denigration, and that evokes that emotional, visceral response inside of him. He's like, wow, maybe this MGTOW thing isn't cool. Yeah, that's for gay guys and losers. Yeah, that's screw that, And then, he kind of goes along a little bit more, dates a little bit more, and things aren't working out. And he's like, man, things aren't working out. This whole dating thing, it's just not working. So then he goes back to MGTOW, and he, he kind of sort of dips his toe in the water a little bit more and takes his, maybe not a full red pill, maybe he kind of breaks it in half, with his little pill cutter, right? And he takes a little bit of it, and he's just like, yeah, I don't really know about that. So then he goes over and he tries to listen to the tradcons, the traditional conservatives, and those guys, they're pretty much like, why men are swearing off women these days, why they're doing that, I fought in the war and I killed 50 men and I got my shins blown off. And I still conceive your daddy with your grandmama, so that's kind of a King of the Hill reference, by the way, but yeah, so they're living in the past, really. I mean, that's basically how you can surmise what's going on with the traditional conservatives. They are living in the past. They think that women are still the women that they grew up dating, but they don't understand. It's all changed. I mean, the sexual revolution and all that. I mean, it's different. Dating is a hookup culture. Dating is Tinder. Now, Tinder, all you need to know about dating is look at freaking Tinder. That tells you where these women's mindsets are. And, it's not about relationship. It's not about having kids. It's not about any of those fulfilling things. I mean, they're just concerned about now and just, getting pounded out by, some freaking random bad boy in a bar. And, they think that that's cool. But what they don't understand is they're damaging themselves, like women cannot sleep around the way that men can. It's almost like a tape. Have you ever had tape, like duct tape, and you stick it on the wall and you pull it off, and you stick it on the wall and you pull it off, and there's little dust particles that accumulate on the tape, and it makes the tape less sticky. The tape is analogous with the heart of a woman, right? At first, it's real sticky. Yeah, it's really able to attach, to a male, right? But over time, when it's constantly being torn off the wall, it's constantly being torn away, rather, from the prospective lover, it screws them up, and they end up feeling used. They end up, being used, and they're using guys, and it screws them all up. It screws them up. It is no good. All right. These women with several sex partners under their belts. I mean, it just damages them. And, the tradcons just don't understand that. This concept is just foreign to them. Just how promiscuous these women are, just how money hungry they are. They want to screw around and they want to get money and they don't give a crap, which is why, MGTOW and the red pill is something that, young males need to accept. You need to learn how to accept it. And it's not going to happen overnight. I think some males think it just, it's going to happen overnight. I mean, it's a process. It takes time. Some days you're going to see some feminist cringe compilation, or you're going to, hear some stories about some guys getting divorced, and you're like, damn, that is really messed up. I mean, hell, you can look it up on YouTube. Look up videos of psycho ex-girlfriends. Look up videos of these young drunk party girls. I mean, they're stumbling around, they're throwing up. I mean, do you want that? I mean, do you really want that? You go on POF and all that and see all the single mothers on there, see all the a fat single mother talking about how she wants a 6 foot tall man and she's a lady and she knows how to be treated, how she's supposed to be treated and this and that. And it's like, psh, who the hell wants your ass? I mean, I'm not being a jerk. I mean, but you gotta be realistic. They live on Mars. I mean, they think that they are something just special. I mean, they all look in the mirror and they see freaking Angelina Jolie or well, she's kind of old now, but they see Kim Kardashian, they see Selena Gomez when in actuality, they're like freaking Rebel Wilson. It's like, what are you seeing? I mean, you know, and even the way they dress. Oh my God. I went to Vegas like a couple weeks ago. These women walking around wearing these freaking short shorts and these tight dresses. And it's like, why do you dress like that? I mean, like cottage cheese thighs and you know, their freaking guts popping out of the bottom of their shirt. They got to pull the front of their shirt down. Like freaking, you know, back rolls and all that. It's like, you know, like, God, you know, like, have some freaking shame. Either lose weight if you want to dress that way, or just or just cover up. Like, come on, you know, cover up. I mean, geez, no one wants to see that. No one wants to see cellulite and fat rolls popping out everywhere. You know, that's not attractive, you know, but they all really legitimately think that they're attractive. And, you know, the young purple pill male who's been exposed to, you know, the MGTOW content is seeing this too, and he's thinking, you know, man, you know, like, I don't know what's going on, you know, like, what's wrong with these women? And you're just kind of trapped in the middle, and you're ping-ponging back and forth between, should I really accept this or should I not? And, you know, ultimately that's for you to decide, but understand that once you do accept it, in all of your relationships, you will not be able to go back, because you're going to be in relationships and the women are going to start pulling their tricks. You're going to see them manipulating. You're going to see how they use their words. You're going to see what they say and how they say it. And you know, you're not even going to see what they're saying, or rather, you're not going to see what they're trying to do when they're trying to do it. When they're trying to manipulate you, you won't be able to know it's there. It's almost like smelling shit. You know what I mean? When you smell shit, you know you smell shit. It's like, oh, there's some dog crap around here. And you smell it before you see it, and you look down, oh, well, there's some little poop. There's a couple little doggy turds over there, you know, on the grass. So that's what I was smelling. You know what I mean? And that's how it'll be. You'll be able to know when they're trying to manipulate you. You'll be able to know what they're trying to do, you know, and how can I put it? You'll feel it. You'll feel certain emotions, and you'll think, and you'll look at the situation, you remove yourself from the situation, and you'll remember the red pill things that you heard. You remember all the stuff that you heard on those videos, and you'll be like, she's screwing with me. You know what I mean? She is screwing with me. She's trying to get me to buy her dinner. She's trying to get me to you know, put her furniture together. She's trying to get me to help her move. You know what I mean? She's trying to get me to take care of her. She's trying to get me to do these favors for her. You know, she's in an argument, she knows she's wrong, and she's pulling all these emotional low blows, and it's like, where does all this come from? You know what I mean? And you're just like, wow, you know, and you'll know when you accept the red pill. You will know. And I guess ultimately it comes down to that, whether you want to know or not. I mean, it's just like Cypher said in The Matrix, right? Ignorance is bliss, you know, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to go all the way in and go full on red pill or not. And, you know, it is a process that's going to take some time, and you're going to have to live it before you can really accept it. But, you know, ultimately that is, that's your decision. Hopefully just try not to put yourself in a position where you get hurt or damaged too bad, i.e. married, you know, getting a girl pregnant, always wear a condom, you know, flush the condoms, don't leave the condoms there, you know what I mean? And just be really, really smart about things, and don't make any mistake that's not going to be able to be reversible. So that's just kind of sort of my advice for, you know, the younger males who are dealing with MGTOW, and they're really struggling with it in their spirits, and they're really struggling with you know, trying to take the red pill and keep the red pills down, and you're just kind of waffling back and forth. Just understand, it's a process. You have to figure it out. You know, don't be in any rush. You know, just take your time. You know, look at the world around you. Consume as much MGTOW content as you can. Watch the women. Watch what they say. Watch what they do. And, you know, ultimately, you're just going to have to make the decision for yourself. So, like, share, and subscribe, you guys. This is Rusty Shackelford. Rusty Shackelford, signing out.